Okay, so we will discuss or we will focus on character formation one or sa CFL1 CFLM1 muna tayo, which is nationalism and patriotism. So of course under 5.1 nakalagay dyan, we will explain the development of Philippine nationalism and patriotism, so the Philippine symbolism and the meaning, and the Filipino character, the values, and the culture. Then 5.2, we will carry out the provisions of Republic Act 8491, yung tinatawag natin na flag and heraldic code of the Philippines. And RIR, of course, the implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 8491. Then 5.3, we will evaluate the significance of the 1987 Philippine Constitution. Of course, nandiyan yung preamble, Article 1, Article 2, Article 14, Article 15, and Article 16 of the 1987 Constitution. So we will focus more on that. Okay, dito class under CFLM 1, of course. So ready na? So let's proceed now on the next slide. So meron tayong tinatawag na national symbols. Okay, so we have the national symbols of the Philippines. Of course, it consists to represent the Philippine traditions and ideals and convey the principles of sovereignty and national solidarity of the Filipino people. So we have different national symbols of the Philippines. Of course, alam niyo meron tayong different symbols. Mamaya na i-explain, di ba? So some of the symbols, namely the national flag, the Great Seal of the Philippines, the coat of arms, the national motto are stated in the flag and heraldic code of the Philippines, which is also known as Republic Act 8491. So in the 1987 Constitution class of the Philippines, the Filipino language is stated as the national language of the Philippines. Again, not Tagalog, kasi during board examination, nagkamali sila dyan kasi ang sinagot nila under the 1987 Constitution, what is considered as the Filipino language. I mean, what is the national language of the Philippines. So under the Constitution class, it is the Filipino language, not Tagalog, not Bisaya, or not Hiligaynon. Kasi specific naman yan. Ang Tagalog kasi class, that is the people living in Luzon, of course, it's particular in Central Luzon. Then that is the dialect spoken rin na nakatira doon. So kaya tinawag natin na Tagalog. But before, halimbawa tinanong sa board exam, sabihin natin under the old constitution natin, yung naunang constitution natin class, it is stated there, or dati talaga, ang ating national language in the Philippines is Tagalog. Pero under the 1987 Constitution, it is clearly stated that the Filipino language, napalitan na yan, Filipino language is stated, is considered as the national language of the Philippines. Naintindihan ba? Kasi during the examination, ang sinagot ng iba dito, Tagalog. Okay, which is wrong. Bonus na sana yon pero nagkamali pa. Okay, so ano yon? Kumbaga, ano na sana pero naging bato pa. Okay, so dito kasi ako sa ibang lugar ngayon, class. So I will be speaking, of course, sa kanila, sa Leia rin. So medyo ano kasi ito na, yung sa review center na to, kumbaga ay pag gusto kong tulungan talaga kasi since then, nandito ako talaga sa kanila. Nung nag-start pa lang, then officially nag-open sila ulit. So nag-request sila ng 5 days, actually 7 days ang request nila. Sabi ko, pwede 5 days na lang. Kasi may ano ako. Pero mag-meet pa rin tayo every night. Okay, para masundan natin yung ating discussions. So ano yung dinidiscuss ko sa nila, same rin sa inyo. Diba? So ang nangyayari kasi kapag face-to-face, marami pang extra curricular activities. Kaya mas maganda rin minsan, or mas maganda talaga ang online minsan, di ba? Kasi diretso-diretso ano na agad, sabak na agad sa business. Wala nang paligoy-ligoy pa, di ba? So, gano'n ang kaibahan ng online class at face-to-face. Kasi kailangan sa face-to-face kasi kailangan mo silang kailangan mo i-contain yung oras. Kumbaga, dapat ang isang subject, isang araw talaga, kumbaga gano'n. Pero sa online, agad-agad diretso na. Kaya mas ganun sa online, wala nang kasi wala na akong makikita sa inyo, automatic focus na sa discussion. Kaya mabilis lang talaga siya ang online. Kumbaga, focus na agad sa business. Kaya yun ang nangyayari. Kaya hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa iba na mag face-to-face ka. Nakadepende yan sa adaptation ng class o ng student, di ba? Retraining. Okay, so yan. So again, in the 1987 Constitution, Filipino language is stated as the national language of the Philippines. Okay, please take note of that. Then aside from those stated symbols, it is a backgrounder muna kasi sa background muna natin. Aside from those stated symbols in the Constitution and then in the Republic Act 8491. Wait lang, class, may tumatawag. Sagutin ko lang kami. In med. Okay, so ayan, medyo may tumawag, class. Sige lang. Uh, Maraming business, no? Okay, so aside from the stated symbols in the Constitution and in Republic Act 8491, there are only six, again, tandaan nyo, class, there are only six official national symbols of the Philippines enacted through law. Yung iba dyan, hindi yan siya officially na-honor ng batas natin, class, or the Constitution itself. So, ang na-honor ng class or officially na-honor ng batas natin or the Constitution, so we have the Sampaguita as the national flower. Again, please take note of that. Again, Sampaguita as the national flower, Nara as the national tree, the Philippine eagle as the national bird, the Philippine pearl as the national gem, the arnis naman is considered as the national martial art, and sport rather, and the Filipino Sign Language is considered as the national sign language, class. Okay, so actually, class, yan ang tinatawag natin na officially okay, on duty pa daw si Sir Medrano. Yes, sir. Good evening. So again, ulitin natin, under the 1987 Constitution or under Republic Act 8491, meron na tayong anim na six official national symbols. Tandaan nyo, ang Sampaguita as the national flower, yung Nara naman as the national tree, the Philippine eagle as the national bird, the Philippine pearl as the national gem, yung RNAs naman as the national martial art and sport, and the Filipino Sign Language is considered as the national sign language. Yung sila Jose Rizal class and so on, hindi yan sila considered or hindi yan sila officially considered or tinatawag natin, class, na officially na symbols natin as the national hero and so on. Naintindihan niyo ba? Or ngayon nyo lang nalaman yan? Kasi anim lang talaga, class, ang officially, di ba, na sinabi ng ating Constitution or sinabi ng batas natin, yung Republic Act 8491 as officially the national symbols. Kaya nga, di ba, may ano ngayon, di ba, ay hanggang ngayon, naglalaban pa rin. Kung si Andres Bonifacio ba or si Jose Rizal ba ang ating national hero. Tama, di ba? Nababalitaan niyo yan? Kasi nga, not officially stated or not officially accepted o yung tinatawag na class enacted by law na maging national symbol sila. Yung tinatawag natin na bangus, it is not officially considered as national symbols under the Constitution and under the Republic Act 8491. Nasundan niyo ba, class? Sundan niyo? Okay, yung anim na lang yan, yung anim na yan na nakalagay dyan, yung Sampaguita, Nara, Philippine Eagle, yung Philippine Pearl natin, yung RNAs, and of course, the Filipino Sign Language, sila lang, class ang na-honor na tinatawag natin na national symbols under the Constitution. The rest, wala po yan, class. Hindi yan sila totally or hindi yan sila na-honor ng ating batas. Okay, thus, there is total of 12 official national symbols passed through by law. Okay, so i-explain natin yan one by one mamaya. So sila Jose Rizal, sila wala pa namang official announcement or official declaration rather by law na sila talaga are official symbols na. Okay, so sana naman it's about time na i-declare na sila as the national symbols. Kasi naman, yun naman ang nakatatak sa atin, di ba? Kapag sinabi natin the national fish is bangos, the national hero is Jose Rizal, parang ganon. So, pero again, kapag pag-uusapan natin legally, they are not officially as considered or considered as national symbols in the Philippines. Okay, kasi nga, there is no law enacted na nagsasabi that they are official symbols of the Philippines. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so there are symbols such as, sorry, ito yung tinatawag natin class. Ay, hindi pala na-discuss sa inyo to. Okay, so actually matagal na yan eh. Actually grade 1 pa ako, alam ko na yan. Joke lang. Advanced talaga yung advanced pa rin yung school namin. Okay, so yes sir, ang daming nalilito between eagle or Carabao ang pambansang hayop. Actually class, ito yung tanan nyo. There are symbols such as Carabao or yung tinatawag natin na national animal, mango as the national fruit. Hindi naman class hindi naman animal tawag dito, si eagle, di ba? Si eagle naman is bird, okay? So ang mango, sabi na is national fruit, at nanahaw or the national leaf that are widely known as the national symbols but have no laws recognizing them as official national symbols. Even Jose Rizal, who is widely considered as a national hero, has not been declared officially as the national hero in any existing Philippine law according to the historical expert. Actually, until now, wala pa naman talaga na batas na nagsasabi that they will be declared officially as the national symbols. Kaya, tanan nyo, so yung yung Carabao, mango, anahaw, social naman yung mango, no? Mango na lang para hindi masyadong social. Then yung mga bangus and so on, even sa Rizal, na alam naman natin na national hero yan, still, okay, wala pa yan or he has not been declared as officially as the national hero in any existing Philippine law. Pero halimbawa, for the purposes of boarding exam class, sino yung considered as national hero? Sino yung ninyo? Isasagot ninyo? Siyempre, common sense. Si Jose Rizal lang isagot ninyo. Alam naman ako, di ba? Or alam naman kung sino nakalagay doon. Siyempre, huwag ka na maghanap ng choices na wala doon, di ba? Ano ba, nakalagay doon sa choices, specific ngayon ng examiner. Sinabi niya, there is no existing laws declaring them as national symbols. So, pwede mo isagot yon. Pero kapag, halimbawa, sa choices, pangalan lahat kung sino consider natin as national hero, of course, Jose Rizal na. Nakuha niyo ba? Nakuha niyo ang technique natin? Nasundan ninyo? Of course, kapag sa board exam na, you answer based on the given choices. Kung ano na yung available choices class, doon na kayo magsagot, di ba? So, huwag na kayo maghanap ng ibang choices wherein naman siya, kumbaga wherein hindi na siya acceptable or wala naman doon na tinatawag natin na choices. Naintindihan ba? Naintindihan class? Okay, so again, sila yun lang yung anim lang ang tanda ninyo as officially considered as national symbols. But for the purposes of board exam, pag tinanong to, syempre huwag ka na maghanap ng ibang pagsagot kasi answer right away. So yan ang tinatawag natin na common sense. Okay, so yan. Good evening, Sir Victor. So, ayan. So, nandito ka ngayon sa Okay, next, of course. So, that is one. So, under 5.3, we will evaluate the significance of the 1987 Constitution. Of course, we will evaluate the preamble, Article 1, Article 2, Article 14, 15, and 16 of the 1987 Constitution and their significance in our today's So, ang preamble class, kaya nagkaroon din ng preamble under the 1987 Constitution. It contains the ideals, again, the ideals class, ano yung gusto natin, and the aspiration of the Filipino people. Okay, the ideals which the Constitution seeks to achieve. Ibig sabihin na yung gusto nila ma-achieve in the following years. So, it does not grant any power class. Again, ulitin natin, ang preamble, wala yung kapangyarihan to grant any power to any person, but it gives direction and purposes to the Constitution. Again, Ulitin natin, ang 1987 Constitution, yung tinatawag natin na preamble, it does not grant any power or it does not grant any power to any person, but it directly or it gives direction and purposes to the Constitution. Ibig sabihin, what the Constitution seeks to achieve. And it outlines the objective of the whole Constitution. So, kumaga, inilatag niya ngayon ang gustong ma-achieve or yung objectives ng 1987 Constitution specifically. Okay, yan ang tinatawag natin na preamble. Again, ang preamble, that is, it contains the ideals, the aspirations, which our Constitution seeks to achieve. It does not grant any power, okay, but it gives direction and purpose class. Parang introductory to the 1987 Constitution. And in-outline niya ngayon ang objective or yung goals ng Constitution natin para for sa ating country or bansa natin. That is preamble. Naka ba? Naiintindihan? Okay, so alam niyo na ngayon ang purpose ng preamble, no? Minimemorize yung preamble pero hindi niyo alam kung ano ba yung meaning niyan, anong interpretation niya, ano ang aspirations, ano yung ideals ng preamble. Okay, so naka ba? So di ba, we the sovereign Filipino people, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yun ang preamble na most likely, alam niyo naman during your undergrad days. Okay, so nakuha ba na sundan?
Nakunin, Coach.
Okay, next. We have another one. Okay, di ba? Ito yung preamble class under the 1987 Constitution. So we, the sovereign Filipino people, tayo yan ha, lahat, imploring the aid of Almighty God in order to build and just and humane society, and establish a government that shall embody our ideals and aspirations. Ibig sabihin, tas, kung ano yung gusto nating ma-achieve sa sarili natin, so dapat i-embody yun or i-portray rin yun ng government or ng state na meron tayo to promote the common good of everyone, then conserve and develop our patrimony, and to secure ourselves our prosperity, the blessings of independence and democracy. So democracy tayo under the rule of law and the regime of truth, justice, freedom, love, equality, peace, to ordain and propagate the Constitution. So again, ang purpose ng preamble is the seeks or what Constitution seeks to achieve, or it gives direction and purposes class to the Constitution. So, syempre, under the 1987 Constitution, so ang pinapangalagaan natin dito, ang welfare or ang freedom or ang welfare ng majority or the Filipino people. So that is the preamble. So walang power pero kumbaga it gives the direction. Kumbaga sa board exam class, ang preamble, yun yung instruction, di ba? Yun yung instruction sa board exam niyo. Kaya kapag hindi mo nabasa yun, hindi mo sinunod ang preamble or ang instruction sa board exam, syempre, do not expect na papasa ka. Okay, kasi very important rin yan. Although walang points yan, but it is considered as part of examination. Same as though with preamble. It does not grant any power, but it guides or it gives direction and purposes to the Constitution. Nakuha ba? Naintindihan? So yan yung tinatawag natin na preamble. Okay, so may violent reaction dyan? Wala naman? Okay, so that is a preamble. Okay, next. We have the national territory. Okay, can you read JM? What is national territory under Article? Okay, national territory.
Article 1. National Territory. The national territory comprises the Philippine archipelago with all the islands and waters embraced therein, and all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty or jurisdiction, consisting of its terrestrial, fluvial, and aerial domains, including its territorial sea, the seabed, the subsoil, the insular shelves, and other submarine areas. The waters around, between, and connecting the island of the archipelago, regardless of their breadth and dimension, form part of the interval waters of the Philippines.
Okay, so thank you. So, ang cute ng boses ni GM, Okay, so we have Article 1, of course, the national territory. So, the national territory comprises the Philippine archipelago. So, tanan yung class, pag sinabi sa board exam, It comprises the Philippine Archipelago. So that is national territory ang sagot doon. Tinanong rin yan last time or one time rather. So with all the islands and waters embraced therein, diba? Kaya nga inaagaw ang West Philippine Sea sa atin, no? And all other territories over which the Philippines has sovereignty or jurisdiction. So, ano ba class, yung mga tinatawag natin na mga embassy, yung embassy sa halimbawa sa ibang bansa na nakapangalan sa Pilipinas, pagmamayari ba natin yon? Yes or no? Yung embassy, halimbawa may embassy tayo sa Dubai or sa lahat ng country, meron tayong embassy doon. Are they considered as our territory?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, of course, ano yung description natin pag tinawag natin embassy? It is an extension of our territory. Again, ulitin natin, pag sinabi natin yung embassies na meron tayo within different places, it is an extension of our territory. Kaya di ba, kapag OFW ka, tapos hinahabol ka ngayon or may kasalanan ka or hinahabol ka ngayon ng authorities ng ibang bansa, pwede kang pumunta doon sa ating embassy kasi nga hindi ka pwede nilang galawin kasi that is an extension of our territory. Same application applied or same process applied class sa ibang bansa. Kapag halimbawa ang US may territory or may embassy dito sa Pilipinas, syempre, extension rin ng territory nila yon. Okay, so that is what it called part yun ng ating territory class. Consisting is terrestrial. Okay, of course, we have the fluvial, and of course, we have the aerial domains, including its territorial sea, the seabed, the subsoil, the insular shelves, and other submarine areas. Lahat yan sa atin. Kaya yung West Philippine Sea, sa atin talaga yon kasi nanalo tayo legally naman based on our constitution. So the waters around, between, and connecting the islands of their archipelago, regardless of their breadth and dimension, from part of the internal waters of the Philippines. So that is the natural territory or the national territory class. Pagmamayari natin yan. Terrestrial, fluvial, and of course we have, ano yan, di ba? Ang fluvial is water, aerial is air, tapos ang terrestrial naman, land. Okay, land, water, and air. Tama ba? Hindi ako nagkamali, no? I-check the class kung nagkamali ako. Land, water, and air. Tama yung pagkakasunod-sunod, no? Ang terrestrial, that is land, water, and air. So lahat yan, class, sa atin yan. Pagmamayari natin yan. That is under the national territory. Okay, nakuha? Naintindihan? Okay, so the natural territory or the national territory natin. Okay, next. We have the Article 2, of course, class, ito yung kailangan niya, class. Article 2, of course, the 1987 Constitution, Declaration of Principles and State Policies Principle. Of course, we have section number 1. Can you read, Espada, Adrian? Tapos paki-explain kung pwede, kung meron kang idea. Okay, sige. Meron ka, Espada, can you read? Wala? Okay. How about sino pwedeng available, class? Para makita natin yung idea ninyo. Si Robelin Mahilo.
Account ko, sir.
Ay, sige, sige. Okay, go ahead. Sige, sino yon? Sino yon?
Conquilla daw, sir.
Sige, sige. Okay, sige. Montkilia? Sino ba yon? Okay, si Sian na lang masupat. Sian?
Afternoon. Ay, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Ay, sa UM ka, no? So I will be there in December pa. December 14 ata or 15. So final coaching rin. Punta kayo kapag nandun ako mag-final coaching sa UM. Sige.
Yes, sir. Kita-kita lang,
Sige.
sir.
Sige, sige.
Section 1. The Philippines is a democratic and a republican state in the people and all government authority emanates from them.
Okay, so ayan. So ano yung description mo dito? Okay, sabi niya, the Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Kaya maraming class, nagkakamali dito, di ba? ang tinatanong, what form of government does the Philippines have? Okay, so ano bang meron, ano bang form of government yung Pilipinas? Ang sagot nila democratic. Ano naman din, very clear naman nakalagay sa constitution natin that the Philippines is democratic and republican state. So again, ulitin natin, the Philippines is a democratic and republican state. So meaning class, both. It is a democratic and republican state, di ba? Pag sinabi kasi nating democratic class, ibig sabihin, the supreme or yung mas makapangyarihan lies on the people, tayong makapangyarihan, tama? So Republican siya kasi of course it is led by the president. Pero again, ang mag-i-elect pa rin niya ng may makapangyarihan class to put the president in position is the citizen, tayo mismo. And that's why, kapag tinanong sa board exam, what form of the governments does the Philippines have? Ang sagot doon class, both democratic and republican. Huwag niyo na isagot ang democratic. Huwag niyo na isagot ang republican state. Nasundan niyo ba? Kasi marami nagkakamali dyan. Kaya kasabi ko sa inyo, ang best review materials na hawak dapat ninyo is the 1987 Constitution, diba? So yan, recorded mo lakas kasi ako nandito sa akin. Sige, balikan nyo na lang mamaya. So again class, ulitin ko, ang form of the government that the Philippines have or adopted, so that is both democratic and republican. Okay, so yan ang tinatawag natin class na Declaration of State Policies. Okay, so yeah, then the sovereignty or yung mga pangyarihan class resides in people and all government authority emanates from them. Ibig sabihin, kailangan na, irespeto nila yon. Kasi nga, again, tayo ang nagluklok sa kanila, so that's why it emanates the authority from the people. So again, Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Walang sasagot ng democratic lang, walang sasagot ng republican state lang. Nakuha ba? Naintindihan? Naintindihan ninyo?
Kunin, coach.
Okay, nakunin. Sige, dapat walang sasagot ng democratic on ano lang. Kaya in-explain na natin that the Philippines is democratic and republican state. So I hope it's clear. If ever wala sa choices, sir, hindi, nandiyan talaga sa choices yan. Never. Kahit sa civil service, kahit sa NAPOLCOM, tinanong doon, ang sumagot ng sinagot nila democratic. Hindi nila alam, kinuha lang yun, i-copy-paste lang yun. Under Section 1, the Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Okay, nakuha ba? So walang ibang sagot doon. Okay. So yan. Kapag halimbawa, letter A, democratic, letter B, republican, tapos hindi kinumbay ng dalawa na yan, kung sino yung first na mag-appear doon, so siya yung sagutin ninyo. Halimbawa, nauna si democratic, so yan yung ano natin. So yan yung susundin natin, class. Yung first na pag-appear na tamang sagot, yun ang isagot nyo. Kapag ang first na balik sagot na nag-appear, yun yung isagot ninyo. Nakuha ba? Nakuha ninyo? Okay na? Okay, so that is Section 1. Okay, again, Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Okay, next. Okay, so we have yung tinatawag natin ng Section 2. Okay, okay na ba sa Section 1? Okay, dito tayo sa Section 2. So let's, makibasa Eric Nakyado. May ano ka na? Meron ka ng microphone? Wala? Okay, sige, maghanap tayo dito. Kindly raise your hand, class, kapag ready kayo to read.
Sir, okay.
Ay, na-explain ko na ba? Okay, sige. Lucille Resor Pabutawan. Okay? Bago ka ba, Lucille?
Hindi, sir. Ngayon lang din po ako nakakapasok kay may trabaho man ako morning.
Okay, may trabaho ka. Sige. Pinabalikan mo yung mga audio natin?
Babasahin lang po, sir. Di na-explain.
Sige. Pakibasa na po.
Section 2. The Philippines renounces war as an instrument of national policy, adopts the generally accepted principles of international law as part of the law of the land, and adheres to the policy of peace, equality, justice, freedom, cooperation, and amity with all nations.
Okay. So, ayan. That is Section 2. So, we have the Philippines renounces war. Again, renounces war as an instrument of national policy, adopts the generally accepted principles of international law as part of the law of the land, and adheres to the policy of peace, equality, justice, freedom, cooperation, and amity with all nations. Ang ibig sabihin niyan, class, as much as possible, the Philippines will, prevent yung tinatawag natin, class, na will prevent yung tinatawag natin na a war, okay, in case, no? Okay, so the Philippines will prevent yung war as much as possible, isettle lahat nila yung away, lalo na tingnan nyo sa West Philippine Sea, di ba? Nag-file tayo ng case sa ICC or the International Criminal Court para malaman ngayon kung sinong nanalo doon, kung sino talaga man ang mamayari. So, pero again, tandaan nyo, class, kapag may giyera, kapag ginagiyera na tayo, syempre, wala tayong choice. Kailangan natin yon labanan, di ba? So, yan ang tinatawag natin, class, na Section 2. Okay, the Philippines renounces war. Okay, may nag-chat dito ngayon lang, class. Yung pinabasa doon nila ngayon, same doon sa handouts, i-copy-paste word by word. Doon sa PowerPoint ko at sa mga discussion ko, hindi doon naglagay ng credits. Okay, sige. Bahala sila dyan. Okay, so kinuha siguro. Kaya class, na-confirm ko na naman ngayon, no? So yung mga PowerPoint ko nagsi-circulate, tapos ginagamit ng ibang review center at ibang speaker as handout nila, i-copy-paste. Then, wala na. Para sa kanila na lang. Okay, parang sana all. Sige na lang. Hayaan na natin. Okay, so marami akong spy kasi. Okay, so sige lang, idol nila ako, no? Idol pero nagbabash pero idol nila pala. O ganun talaga. Okay, so yan. Okay, that is Section 2. Ibig sabihin, as much as possible, the Philippines will prevent war. Okay, na tinatawag natin. Kasi again, we adhere to the international law. So as much as possible, i-resolve natin ang conflict. Diba? I-resolve natin ang conflict through our international law. So as much as possible. But of course, kapag may war, kapag nandyan na, syempre, alangan naman tayo, di ba? Alangan naman magpapa-appeal. So that is under Section 2. Then we have Section 3. Okay, so dito tayo. Sino magbabasa sa Section 3? Sir Aaron, kamusta ka dyan? Saan ka ngayon? Sa Davao ka ba? Si Sheldon Mar, can you read Section 3?
Section 3. Civilian authority is at all times supreme over the military. The armed forces of the Philippines is the protector of the people and states. It is goal to secure the sovereignty of the state and the integrity of the national territory.
Okay. Sige. Okay, that is Section 3. So civilian authority, tandaan nyo, civilian authority is at all times supreme over the military. Again, class, sino ang mas makapangyarihan between civilian and military? Of course, civilian authority is supreme at all times over the military. So the armed forces of the Philippines is the protector of the people and the state. Its goal is to secure the sovereignty and the state and the integrity of the national territory. Kaya class, ang in charge talaga to protect the people, tayo, and the state, and of course, pangalagaan ng national territory natin para hindi pa mapasok yung mga invasion, mga gustong sirain yung ating bansa, is the armed forces of the Philippines. But again, under the Constitution, the civilian authorities at all times supreme over the military. That's why, di ba, in times of crisis, ang magle-lead sa bansa natin is the armed forces of the Philippines. Yung PNP, the BFP, and of course the BGMP will, support lang yan siya, tinatawag natin na armed forces of the Philippines. So again, the armed forces of the Philippines is the protector of the people and the state. Okay, so that is section number 3. So tandaan nyo, so yan. Then section number 4, can you read? Sino pwede magbasa? Si ibang boses naman. Si Gabriel Gachelot. Can you read?
Sir, hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Section 4. The prime duty of the government is to serve and protect the people. The government may call upon people to defend the state and the fulfillment thereof. All citizens may be required under condition provided by law to render personal, military, or civil service.
Okay, sige. That is section 4. So we have the prime duty of the government is to serve and protect the people. Okay, again, the prime duty of the government is to serve and protect the people, not their own interests, di ba? So the government may call upon the people to defend the state and in fulfillment thereof, all citizens may be required, again, all citizens may be required under conditions provided by law to render personal, military, or civil service. Kaya tandaan nyo, class, in times of war, the government may call upon the people to defend the state. Ibig sabihin, whether you like it or not, kailangan mo ipaglaban ng bansa natin, di ba? Saan ka kakampi sa kalaban? Siyempre, ang crime na makumit mo, class, is possibly treason, di ba? So that's why, under Section 4, the government may call upon to defend the state. Ibig sabihin, lahat tayo, no exemption. Okay, whether you are a reserve force, o so that's why, class, in-encourage ngayon ng government na magkaroon tayo ng to render personal, military, or civil service. Same naman tayo kasi meron naman tayo meron naman tayong advanced ROTC, but then again, kahit hindi ka nakapag-render ng military service or civil service, still you are obliged to defend the state in times of war. So that is under Section 4. Okay, nakaba ba? So that is Section 4. Then Section 5. So we have number Section 5. So pakibasa nga si Jomel de Lima. Wala? Okay, sige. How about si class? Sino yung available to read? Can you read the question? Section number 5. Okay, sige. Joel de Lima, thank you.
The maintain of peace and order, the protection of life, liberty, and property, and promotion of general welfare are essential for the enjoyment by all the people of the blessing of democracy.
Okay, thank you. So there's Section 5. So the maintenance of peace and order, the protection of life, liberty, and property, and promotion of the general welfare are essential for the enjoyment by all the people, the blessings of democracy. Kasi again, we are living in democracy, so ibig sabihin, we should enjoy, diba? The life, the peace and order, the life, the liberty, and of course, the right to property. So that is what we call, class, under Section number 5. Then Section number 6, tandaan niyo, class, the separation of church and state shall be inviolable. So dapat ma-maintain, class, ang separation ng state and ng church. So dapat hindi makikialam ang church sa state, and state as well sa church natin. Okay, there's a separation. Okay, so there's a separation, class. There is a complete separation na. Pero again, sa ngayon, syempre hindi na yan masyadong nasusunod, no? Meron na kasi nabu-voice out na nila yung kanilang mga hinaing, of course, sa government and so on. Okay, so yan. Under Article 2, class, on the Declaration of Principles and State Policies Principles. So I hope naintindihan nyo yan. So mostly ng tanong sa board exam, nanggagaling dyan, lalong-lalo niya sa human rights, as well as sa LEA ngayon, kasi covered na siya under CFL 1. So most likely, dyan lahat halos lumalabas ang question. Again, naka-TOS based tayo. Sinusundan natin ang sinabi na TOS. Kaya walang mali dito, walang mapapariwara dito, or walang walang mako-cross or walang yung landas nila. O, di ba? So meron ako mga bashers, no? Pero sila lang naman pala nagka-copy-paste ng ng mga notes ko. Kaya delikado yan. Pero again, they can copy everything, but they cannot copy yung strategy, di ba? Okay, so hindi naman makakopy yun, class, di ba? Kahit sabihin natin, bigay mo lahat ng notes mo sa kanila, still, di ba, they cannot duplicate you. Parang ganon, di ba? So yun, yun palagi ang natin, class. Yun ang palagi nyong tandaan. They can copy everything, but they cannot duplicate you, di ba? Iba pa rin kapag ikaw nag-explain ng presentation mo, yung ginawa mo, di ba? Kasi connected ka kumbaga. So yan. Yan ang nangyayari. Kaya may ano ako diyan, may isang review center ako, di ba dati na kwento ko na sa inyo yung sa Cebu yun. Di ko alam kung open pa yun ngayon. Ano dati pinagamit nila yung actually sabi nila ano ako okay. Di ko alam kaya nga di ba hindi na ako nagbigay. Ngayon may nag-chat na naman sa akin galing sa review center, student ko rin ng college, di ba? Ganito ganyan. So, nabigla siya. Yung isa naman, yung isa kong student, pinasa yung PowerPoint ko. Isa lang naman ang PowerPoint ko, class, di ba? Isa na naman ang PowerPoint. Okay, di ba? Iisa na naman ang PowerPoint ko ganito, di ba? Ganito yung PowerPoint ko. Tapos wala akong ibang style ng PowerPoint. Yan palagi. So yun. Tapos hindi pa napalitan ng ano no, hindi napalitan tawag nito. Yung font style. Okay, sana mapalitan font style na kaano yan. O, di ba? Tapos i-present, i-credit, hindi i-credit sa akin. Okay lang naman kung kakilala ko or may permission sa akin, okay lang. Pero wala talaga eh. Okay, so yan. Okay, kaya kinuha. Na-link na siguro. Wah, grabe naman. Ay, so gwapo. Okay, so ayan, wag na tayo magpulahan dito Joke lang. Okay, so yan class. Okay, ganun talaga class. Sige. Kaya nga magtaka kayo kapag may mga basher kayo class tapos kilala niyo yung mga basher, ibig sabihin yan, may nagagawa ka na hindi nila kayang gawin. Nakikita nila sa iyo kung baga gusto nilang gawin yon pero hindi nila magawa. That's why, naging basher na lang sila. Kasi kung ako hindi ako naiigit gusto ko pa nga yung mas nai-inspired ako kapag nakita ko, ay, galing nun Okay, para gusto ko rin ganun. Kaya dapat hindi kayo maigit class. Always, choose the other side. Okay, presence, no? Ano yan, ganun talaga. Okay, naiingit, no? Minsan nga nagkakasabay kami tapos di nila alam, nandun ako sa likod at naririnig ko, di ba? So, okay lang yun. Wala nang problema sa akin, di ba? So, yan. Okay. Next tayo. Okay, kaya na-confirm ko na ngayon. Kasi klase na mula sa law codes mo. Kapatay, delikado yan. O di ba, ano lang, no? Binasa lang. Iba po yung class, iba po yung i-explain sa i-translate, di ba? So iba yun. Magkaiba yun. Masyado magaling. Sige lang, okay lang yan. Basta ang importante, hayaan nyo yan. Wala tayong magagawa doon. Okay, then Article 14 under the 1987 Constitution. So mag-focus rin tayo sa education, science and technology, arts, culture, and sports. So dito sa education, under Section 1, sorry, so the state, yes, kapag tabi, kasi marami silang maraming chismis. Pero mabuti class kasi marami akong spy sa mga ibang sila mismo ang nagtataka mismo ang mga students. Bakit parang kay Sir Patches yung presentation? Kaya sila mismo ang nagpipicture, sila mismo ang sisend sa akin. Okay, under Section 1, so the state shall protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality education at all levels and shall take appropriate steps to make such decision or such education accessible to all. So that is under education class. Again, the state shall promote the right of all citizens. Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin na education class. To promote the right of all citizens to quality education at all levels and shall appropriate step to make such education accessible to all. So meaning dapat walang left behind, no? So in all levels. Pero ang nangyayari, kung sino lang yung mas close, di ba? Kung sino na hindi actually natutupad talaga itong Section 1 na to Dapat right of all citizens to quality education at all levels. Okay, so yan. May emergency, watermark. Sige lang, okay lang yan class. I-copy mo na lang hindi. Okay, sige lang. Importante, gano'n na lang class. Okay, sige lang. Lahat naman na yan kung kung dapat hiningi na lang nila, ibibigay ko naman. Wala nang problema. Ang problema doon sa paano niya i-explain yun, di ba? So again, the state shall protect and promote the right of the Filipino people to quality education at all levels. Quality education bang nabigay sa inyo? Okay, so yun ang question, another question. And take appropriate step to make such education accessible to all. Kaya di ba, meron tayong mga scholarships from the LGU, from the national government, meron tayong mga Unifast, kaya tapos tinanggal pa rin ang Unifast. Okay, so pero ang sa ano, ang daming corruption. Okay, so kaya nangyayaring ganun class, hindi siya napamatupad lahat na nakalagay sa constitution natin, yung quality education for all. Then, of course, meron tayong tinatawag sa language natin. So, very specific nakalagay sa constitution natin that the national language of the Philippines is Filipino. Okay? As it evolves shall be further developed and enriched on the basis of existing Philippine and other languages. Of course, we have different, what they call class, the dialects, di ba? In general. So, ang national language of the Philippines is Filipino, not Tagalog, not Hiligaynon, not Bisaya, kasi it is specifically stated under Section 6 of Article 14 of the 1987 Constitution. Then, of course, we have science and technology. So, under science and technology, under Section 10, dito tayo. Science and technology are essential of the national development and progress. So the state shall give priority to research and development, invention, innovation, and their utilization, and to the science and technology education, training, and services. Pero kung titingnan niyo class, ang mga scientists natin, saan sila pumupunta ngayon ang mga scientists natin? Kasi under the Constitution, dapat daw the state shall give priority to research and development, invention, innovation, and their utilization. Pero ang nangyayari sa Pilipinas, sinong nakikinabang sa mga scientists natin? Sino? Okay, of course, yung ibang bansa, no? Okay, sa ibang bansa class, ang nangyayari, merong innovation, mag-i-invent ngayon yung mga scientists natin dito, tapos hindi naman susuportahan ng government. So yan ang nangyayari class. Hindi na susunod yung Section 10 na to under the Constitution, di ba? Na that state will give priority to research and development, to invention, to innovation, and their utilization. Kaya that's why class, dapat masunod to. Kasi nga, very important din to sa national development at progress. Kaya naiiwanan tayo ng ibang bansa. Mas nagpa-progress sila. Pero ang ano nila doon, yung mga mastermind kung bakit sila na-develop or bakit naging successful ang bansa nila is mga Filipino scientists mostly na galing sa atin na hindi sinuportahan yung mga invention nila, yung mga innovation nila. Kaya doon na lang sila sa ibang bansa kasi they are feel honored or they feel valued. So that's why doon na lang sila. So further, it shall support indigenous, appropriate, and self-reliant scientific and technological capabilities and their application to the country's productive system and national life. So again, dapat masunod din tong Section 10, no? Yung importance ng science and technology for the national development and progress. Pero ang nangyayari, so they don't give much pondo or funds on the research and development on different invention and innovation. So that's why hindi siya maganda kung titingnan natin. Or hindi na siya totally nasusunod. Okay, that is under Section 10. Then on the arts and culture, the state shall foster the preservation, enrichment, and dynamic evolution of Filipino national culture based on principle of unity and diversity in a climate of free artistic and intellectual expression. Pero ang nangyayari, kahit kayo mismo, nakakalimutan nyo, no? Tinanong sa board exam, what is the traditional dress for women? Ang sagot nila, crop top, o diba? Nawawala ngayon ang culture and arts natin class, yung unity and diversity, nawala na yung preservation. Okay? So, dati, balot na balot ang mga Pilipina. Diba? Yung dress nila, bawal may makita na skin. Ngayon, lahat ipakita ang skin. Okay? So, nawawala na yung natin class under Section 14. So, dapat always the state shall, di ba, dapat mapangalagaan yung tawag natin yung image ng Pilipina. Very demure, very mindful. Ano pa yun? You're very, very elegant, di ba? Yung paglakad, lahat-lahat. Pero hindi na siya na, kumbaga, nag-iiba na, okay, very cutesy. Hindi cutesy kasi bawal yun, dapat, very elegant. Kasi Pilipina Filipino women, okay? So, hindi siya pwedeng mag-cute. Okay, so pero nawawala class kasi naging, na siya, gusto nating i-copy kung ano yung pinoportray na ng mga Western countries, di ba? Naging liberated. Pero dapat yun, i-preserve yung tinatawag natin na arts and culture. Preservation, enrichment, and dynamic evolution of Filipino national culture. Di ba? Dapat yung po and opo, pagmamano, and so on, di ba? So dapat yun. Okay, so dapat sinusunod rin yun or pinapangalagaan yun as much as possible. Kasi very important yun to our economy rin. Diba? Yun yung ating pagkakalinlangan, diba? So sa ibang bansa, sa mga Chinese or sa hindi sila marunong mag-English masyado doon, diba? Kasi nga, kumbaga, sapat na sa kanila or successful naman ang bansa nila. So anytime, pwede naman sila magtrabaho kahit hindi lumabas sa ibang bansa, sa bansa nila. Kaya sa Pilipinas, dapat kailangan talaga magaling ka rin, di ba? Or bida-bida ka para mapansin or baka hanap ng kasi hindi siya pare-parehas ang employment opportunities dito. Kaya naapektuhan rin yung preservation ng culture natin and the arts. So kaya dapat kung kung sa Pilipinas masagana or very successful, so sana na-preserve natin. Pero kaya nga maraming factors na tinitingnan natin. Then of course, we have sports. Under Section 19, the state shall promote physical education and encourage sports program, league competition, di ba marami tayong liga, and amateur sports, including training for international competitions, to foster self-discipline, teamwork, and excellence for the development of a healthy and alert citizenry. So, di ba, meron tayong mga kumbaga sa Pilipinas, basketball, volleyball, marami pa. Pero then, again, under Section 19, dapat i-make sure ng bansa natin na mapangalagaan or to support our athletes rather for their international competitions, di ba? Hindi dapat sila pinabarat. Pero kung titingnan niyo class, based naman sa mga prices all over the world, sa mga ba, malaki talaga ang binibigay ng Pilipinas compared sa ibang bansa, di ba? Malaki ang gantimpala, pero bibigyan ka na kapag manalo ka pa. Pero during the process, hindi masyado, no? Wala masyado kapag during the process. Kapag may result na, doon na ibibigay. So, yung suporta, yung financial, emotional, lahat-lahat guys. Kaya parang parang useless, kumbaga, diba? So late na ngayon ang support coming from the government or from the state. Okay, pero again, ganun talaga sa Pilipinas tayo, pero dapat as much as dapat mabago yung culture na yun. Okay, so yan ang tinatawag natin na Section 19 sa sports. Then we have Article 15 or the family, syempre. Under Section 1, the state recognizes the Filipino family, again, as the foundation of the nation. Ulitin natin, pag tinanong sa board exam, kapag may magkamali pa dito, medyo hindi ko na lang talaga alam kung anong tawag sa'yo. Pag tinanong, it is considered as the foundation of the nation. That is considered, ang sagot nyo ng class, the Filipino family. Nawa ba? Naintindihan? Again, the foundation of the nation is the Filipino family. Or kapag walang Filipino family, syempre family na lang isagot mo. Nakuha ba? Okay, accordingly, it shall strengthen its solidarity and actively promote its total development. Kaya pag tinanong sa board exam, it is considered as the foundation of the nation. Ang sagot doon, Filipino family, or kapag walang Filipino family, family na lang. Okay, so that is section number 1. Okay, then section number 2. The marriage. Tandaan yung marriage is considered as an inviolable social institution. Again, ulitin natin. It is considered as an inviolable social institution. The foundation of the family and shall be protected by the state. Again, ulitin natin. Ang marriage, of course, is to be considered as an inviolable social institution. The foundation of the family and shall be protected by the state. Siyempre, kapag walang marriage or between the union between the male and the female, siyempre wala naman tayong same-sex marriage dito, no? So lalaki at babae lang talaga class, whether you like it or not, hindi pwede magpakasal ang same-sex marriage kasi sa Pilipinas wala yan. Okay? Again, hindi rin ino-honor ang civil ang union class or yung tinatawag natin na ano lang yung parang patulad sa ibang bansa, di ba? Pwede magpakasal yung same sex doon. Ano na talaga, ano sa kanila, ino-honor na talaga. Pero sa atin, ano lang, wala. Paano kaya? Bakit dito sir may nagpakasal last week? Paano kaya yon nangyari? Ano lang yun class? Parang ceremony lang yun kapag same sex. Parang ceremony lang yun pero hindi sila pwedeng kasal. Kinasal ba sila sa simbahan? Bawal yun So dapat ang ikasal ng nila class nasa beach or nasa labas. Pero again, wala namang ano yun. Wala yung marriage. Walang marriage certificate yun class. Ano lang yun? Parang ceremony lang yun. Kumbaga, i-formalize nila yung pagsasama nila. Pero sa Pilipinas, wala tayong same-sex marriage. Naintindihan ba? Okay? Naintindihan? Okay, sorry. Okay, so yan. Okay, so again, ulitin natin. Marriage is considered as an inviolable social institution. It is considered also as the foundation of the family and shall be protected by the state. Okay, so yan yung tinatawag natin class na section 2. Then section 3, the state shall defend the right of the spouse to found a family in accordance with their religious convictions and the demands of the responsible parenthood. Siyempre, meron tayong tinatawag the right of the children to assistance, including proper care and nutrition and special protection from all forms of neglect, abuse, cruelty, exploitation, and other conditions prejudicial to their development. So dapat mapangalagaan rin yun ng state. Kaya di ba meron tayong tinatawag na special protection for children. So para mapangalagaan yun, that's one. Then the right of the Filipino family, living, wage, and income, the right of the families or family association to participate in the planning and implementation of policies and programs that affect them. Then the family has the duty to take care of its elderly members, but the state may also do so to just programs for social security. Ang lumalabas palagi dito class is yung section 1 and section 2. Yan naman palagi ang lumalabas doon, di ba? Then the state recognizes the Filipino family as the foundation of the nation. Then ang marriage, it is considered as inviolable social institution or it is considered as the foundation of the family. So yan ang Article 15 or the family. Okay, so yan ang tinatawag natin Okay, yan ang tinatawag natin na Filipino family. Then, okay, so dito na tayo class. Okay, so Derek gives unsolicited help to others. Sige, balikan natin. I-copy-paste, screenshot. Okay,
Opo,
okay.
sir.
Sige, screenshot.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, next tayo. Okay, next question. So I will read the question, then put your answer in the comment section. So Derek gives unsolicited help to others in any way he can. So what character is he portraying? Letter A, bayanihan. Letter B, galang and respect. Letter C, pakikisama. And letter D, pakikiramay. So what is that? Okay, so please, lahat sumagot. Okay, so what is our answer? Letter D. Okay, so ayan. So Derek gives unsolicited help to others in any way he can. So what character is he portraying? Of course, ang sagot natin dyan, that is letter D, that is pakikiramay. Okay, ibig sabihin without expecting any in return. Okay, gives unsolicited help to others in any way he can without expecting any in return. So that is what they call pakikiramay. Okay, how about this one? So it indicates deference to the opinions of elders, peers, or those in authority during important deliberation. Ibig sabihin, yan ang nakasanayan natin, class. Kapag nag-uusap ang mga elders natin, so we stay silent muna for a while. Then, kapag kinakailangan na natin mag-voice out or kailangan hinahingi na yung ang opinion mo, that's the time you will answer or you will butt in. Ano sagot natin doon? Okay, so what is your answer? Okay, that is letter. Okay, so that is galang. Okay, that is letter A. Sorry. Okay, that is galang. Okay, again, that is indicates the difference to opinions of elders, peers, or those in authority during important deliberation. Tinatawag natin yan ng galang. Okay, that is learn. Okay, very good. So majority got the correct answer. So Filipino women are loving and value the relationship, always staying faithful to their husbands. So what character is being portrayed? A, love and caring. Letter B, hospitality. Letter C, respect. And letter D, strong work ethics. So what is your answer, class? Okay, so our answer is, okay, of course, that is, okay, the character being portrayed is love and caring, syempre. So that is letter A. So how about this one? Okay, so Filipino always find creative ways to earn a living, like creating a small business from their home, where they sell foods or their other items for the convenience of their neighbors. So what character is being portrayed? Strong family ties and religions, respect, strong work ethics, or hospitality. So what will be your answer? Okay, so what is your answer? Okay, what is your answer, class? Letter C. Okay, so majority. Okay, that is a strong work ethics. That is letter C. Okay, so this one. So what best illustrates respect in Filipinos? Again, what's best illustrates respect in Filipinos? Letter A, Claire, who always say po and opo. Letter B, Nick, who always pray before going to sleep. Letter C, Henry, who works hard for his family. And letter D, Delphine, who likes to send sweet messages or sweet text messages. Na-memorize siya na. So what best illustrate? Okay, so that would be letter A, syempre, di ba? Claire always say po and opo. Okay, so we will explain class what is character. Okay, so we will start first with the origin of the character. So ang character, okay, it originates from the Greek word karasen. Again, it comes from, or it originates from the Greek word karasen, referring to an engraving instrument, which is originally used for mark impressed upon a coin or the mark cut by it. So that is character. So basically, a character is defined as the trademark of being a person. Siyempre, pag binanggit mo yung pangalan niya, so malalaman mo agad, ay, ano yung character niya ganito, ganyan. So that is the character that is defined as the trademark of being a person. So that is a character, So trademark, yan yung trademark mo, kumbaga doon ka kilala. So that is defined as being a person. So ang magiging personality yan class kapag combination ng social, emotional, and intellectual manifestations of a person. So that is a personality. Paano siya makikihalubilo? Paano niya makokontrol ang emotion niya? And paano siya mag-isip? That is a personality na. Again, ulitin natin. Pag sinabi nating character, that is the trademark of being a person. Magiging personality yan kapag combination na ng social, emotional, and intellectual manifestation. The way he socialize with other people, the way he controls his emotion, then the way he thinks or the way she thinks. So, magiging personality na yan. Okay, so that is the combination of personality. Nakuha ba ninyo? So, yan ang kaibahan ng trademark, which is considered as character. Ang personality combination na yan ng social, emotional, and intellectual